Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now, settling down in Singapore with your partner probably means it's time for you to buy your first house. And of course, I'm talking about the build-to-order flats, also known as BTOs. Now, the whole process of applying for a BTO can seem really daunting for a first-time home buyer, and because there seems to be so much different things you gotta wade through. And with so many of my friends applying for a BTO right now in a few years' time, I thought I would do my part and help you guys out through the BTO journey. So here is a comprehensive guide all couples need before applying for their BTO. So let's go. Step number 1 will be to check if you and your co-applicant are actually even eligible in the first place. If you're applying for a BTO with your partner, you fall under the public or fiancé-fiancée scheme. Other people that are allowed to apply for these schemes include being an orphan, marrying a non-local, you are a single and above the age of 35, or a group of singles above the age of 35. Now that's not sad at all. And for all these schemes, you also need to be above 21 years old, a Singaporean citizen with a household income below $40,000. If you're applying for a third generation flat, this number is bumped up to $18,000, and you cannot own any properties in the past 30 years. Months. You can't own any properties in the past 30 months. Once you have done step number 1, it's time for step number 2, and that is to check if any housing grants apply to you. For first-time applicants, you guys should look at the enhanced housing grant. It's basically just I'm giving you money because it's the first time you're applying. And if it's your second time applying, you can look at the step-up grant, which is basically saying, since it's your second time buying, I'm going to give you money, but a bit less. With the boring stuff out of the way, let's go into step number 3, which is to actually pick a BTO flat for yourself. BTO sites are announced 6 months before launch, and that gives you a lot of time for you to check what is a good location for you, what is a good unit size for you, what's a good price point for you to enter that. So please do all of this at this stage. Remember to factor in your grants as well, as it might affect your decision making process. Step 4 is now to ballot for your desired unit. Okay, it's been 6 months, and now that the BTO sites are launched, log on, fill up your particulars and pay a $10 application fee, and then start balloting away. Yes, gambling is encouraged here. Now you only get to apply to one place for each launch, so pick carefully, and oh yeah, you only got 7 days to make a life-changing decision. Step 5, after 3 weeks or so, your balloting is done and you get your queue number. And the queue number just tells you the priority you have in selecting your HDB unit. So ideally, you actually want a very low queue number. Before you move on, now is actually a great time to decide what loans will be best for you. Those who want to take a HDB loan will have to fill out something called a HDB Loan Eligibility Letter, also known as HLE. Or if you decide to pick a housing loan, you have to fill out something called a Approval in Principle, also known as an AIP or an IPA. Don't get confused, it's the same thing. There's a lot of acronyms. If you cannot decide which loans to take, a common standard would be that HDB loans are for people who tend to be strapped on cash, and bank loans are for people who tend to just want to have a lower interest rate in general. Step 6. Okay, now it's time for you to head down the HDB hub and formally select which unit you want, or what unit is left. You'll need to bring along a few documents, which is your IC, appointment letter, income documents, housing grant forms, and if you took a HLE, then bring along the HLE. Once you select your unit, it's time to pay its corresponding option fee. For a 2-bedroom, you gotta pay $500, 3-bedroom, you gotta pay $1,000, and 4-bedroom and up, it's $2,000. Step 7. Set up a second appointment with HDB within 4 months of selecting your unit. Once you're there, you gotta pay 2 things. The first is your down payment, which differs depending on the type of loan you took in the previous step. HDB loaners only need to pay 10% of the unit's purchase price, and it can be paid in either cash or CPF. Bank loaners, on the other hand, have to fork out 25%, of which 5% needs to be in cash. Under the staggered down payment scheme, HDB loaners only need to pay 5% of the purchase price in this appointment, and the other 5% when they collect the keys. Those of you who took a bank loan needs to pay 15% right here in this appointment and 10% later on when you collect your keys. And besides your down payment, the second type of payments you guys need to pay would be your stamp duties as well as your legal fees. The last step, step 8, you're done. HDB will now notify you when to collect your keys, and you're good to go. All that's left for you to do is to roll a pineapple, get the place renovated, and invite me down to your housewarming. That's the end. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I would love to know what you guys thought about this video. Please tell me in the comment section below, and till next time.